Smith. Geno
Very
Smith.
good pick.
He after last year, we thought that he turned. I thought that he turned it around. We probably all thought that he turned it around. But Cinderella. And
Dang,
he
boy.
turned it back into a pumpkin.
Things get sticky when you start paying folks, bro. I'm telling you.
This man got the contract. This man, I don't understand. Last year, he could stand in the pocket. He could hit Lockett. He could hit DK. He could do all that. This year, he gives up. As soon as the pocket. Welcome in to Stand Bounds, the sports podcast of the people. I'm your host, Corey P, here alongside Howard. How you doing, bro?
It was good. I just want to give a little message out here. You know, one of our fellow brethren here, he's in some pain, man. I just want to send my condolences to him because, you know, it's been 3 years and Ohio State is still missing. We haven't seen him in 3 years. I mean, we've seen Ryan Day. There's been a Ryan Day sighting. He does a lot of, you know, this and that a lot, but yeah, I want everyone to send the prayers and love to my man K-Wall. He's hurt. Don't kick him while he's down. That's not how we are. But you know, hey, I feel for you, bro.
Say the prayers and loves, because when you're down, the only way to go is up, right? Ryan Day, fraudulent. Kyle McCord, fraudulent. Ibukum, fraudulent. Everybody not named Marvin Harrison, and that defense, that last drive is fraudulent. But no need for the prayers. No need for the nice sayings. You can't keep a person like an Ohio State Buckeye truther down for long. We'll be back.
So
Bigger and better than ever.
So K-Wall, bro. First of all, how you doing? You good, bro?
I'm good. I'm fine. I'm doing great. I would be a lot better if we would have won, but it is what it is.
Hey, man, Urban Meyer was out there. You know, he was on the game day.
I was killing him, bro. I can see it in his face, bro. He was like, why the fuck are they running this or something? It was killing him in his face, bro. They need to bring him back, bro. I don't care what he did in Jacksonville. I don't care about him putting his fingers up some girl's butt at the bar. Like, cool. That was years ago. Forget it, bro. Bring him back. Let him get it back in there. At least be like play calling duties. The dude's a sharp. He's got a sharp mind. You got to give him that at least. But I could tell at the halftime show, it was killing him sitting there next to Charles.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you know, there's always next year, you know.
That's loser talk. This is the year, all right? I need Washington State to knock off Washington, and I need Auburn to pull up upset on Alabama.
Here we go. Like last year.
And then let's be honest, you know, I don't think Harbaugh gonna be in Michigan too much longer.
Hey, he's staying here.
I thought
he's a problem child.
I think they're starting to get tired of him.
Too many.
Yeah, so I think
sign stealing. That's probably how they won today, stealing signs.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, y'all might got a chance in the playoffs. Y'all probably get back in the playoffs, maybe.
Then do you want a head coach that cries after every win? You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like legit tears out his face. And then just sucking our off. Oh, coach, I love you, man. This is for you, coach.
Hey, man,
like, damn,
that's
bro,
love.
Y'all just beat Sister Mary's School of the Blind. You really have a breakdown over this?
It's love, bro. It's love.
All right. Well,
That's
moving on. So
that's what you call a cult.
moving on. So, you know, we had our picks in last week. K-Wall actually beat Howard by one game last week. So,
oh shit, really?
Yeah. So, I mean, you catching up. So right now it's back to 81-62 for K-Wall, and Howard still 82-61. Still one game behind.
I'm behind by one.
Yeah, back behind.
Was it one of the ones? Well, all right, never mind. We'll talk about it off the rip. I just want to know which one did I get that got me up there.
And me, I'm 78-65, a few games back. But you know, after I have a perfect week this week, I'll be able to catch back up.
Yes, sir.
All right, so moving on to NFL news, you know, actually, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday, they had the first Black Friday game, you know, which is an interesting concept, which I feel like it's going to be here for years to come. You know, Amazon paying all that money, they're going to get theirs in. But in that game, we saw Miami versus the New York Jets. The Jets, you know, they've been through a lot of turmoil this year, losing Aaron Rodgers on the first play. Zach Wilson still not able to live up to that number 2 overall pick.
Never will.
And they're just at a point where it's just like, their offense seeming a little stagnant. They got Boyle in now, and they're talking he's going to remain the starting quarterback. So with that, the defense have been giving it their all. They're going out there killing themselves for this team, and they're not getting the love back. So how should the Jets defense feel about how this year is going so far?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're on that side of the ball, you just got to be like, yeah, playing for the numbers. You got to be playing for the stats. Play for, find a reason to play because you ain't playing for that offense. I'll tell you that much. You ain't playing for a goddamn person on that offense. You ain't playing for Zach Wilson. You ain't playing for that offensive line who ain't blocked nobody. The only one that's decent is Garrett Wilson. He's been dropping some passes lately. Like he ain't even been Garrett Wilson. So yeah, man, if you're that defense, I'm jumping every route so I can get the picks because they all got those incentives. How many picks you get's extra money, how many forced fumbles. Man, F all this. I'm going for me. I'm putting food on my table. I'm jumping routes. I'm ripping at the ball. I'm smacking dude. Like I'm just playing for me. And that's how that defense should feel. Cause turnovers, wreak havoc, just play for you because you can't win a game. You can't. I mean, teams are too good. The rest of their schedule is pretty hard too. That defense will not be able to just beat teams. So play for you. Get your incentives. Get some deals and stay healthy. That's another one. If there's a point where you're like, hey, if I go into that pile, will I get hurt?
Business
Maybe
decisions.
I might make a business decision and maybe roll around the pile a little bit. So yeah, just play smart. Play for you. Play for next year, honestly, because this year is a wash. The shit's done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like Howard said, bro, I'm taking a long look at my contract again tonight. I'm figuring out what I need to do, how many tackles, sacks. If I need to block 2 punts for 500 G's or something like that, I'm putting it all out on the line every game. Now, from a different standpoint, you got to commend the defense for showing up and not just giving up on the season and continuing to be professionals and still showing that fight. But if you really want to see some changes made next season, you go out there, you punch every single opponent in the mouth as hard as you can, and you continue to let that offense be exploited. And then you can get your OC up out of there. You can get Salah out of there. You can get some real changes made because how many teams can assemble an elite defense, a Super Bowl contending defense? Could you imagine if they had an offense like Baltimore with that kind of defense to supplant it every single Sunday? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't lose a game. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, like Howard said, like you've got a team like Miami where one play is a end zone. You know what I'm saying? With the guys that a house call with the guys that they got. So you can only do that so much, and then you're coming on the field at least 4 or 5 times a quarter. It's not like a half. This is a quarter. You know what I'm saying? You're giving your team good field position, and they're punting it. You're right back out there. Sometimes the drives don't even last 1 minute long. If they throw 3 passes, it's like 25 seconds, 30 seconds. So yeah, I'm getting my contract incentive, and I'm gonna ball out, and we're gonna do our job as a defense to show that there need to be some changes made on that other side of the ball. And as far as Garrett Wilson goes, right, I mean, yeah, keep doing your thing. You'll get Rodgers back next year, and hopefully they can unlock you or something like that. But really, I think even if Rodgers was there, I wouldn't even want him in there right now because then now you're jeopardizing next season because that offensive line can't block a bag of sand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one. You got 2 top 10 picks anchoring both sides who can't block a bag of sand.
Yeah, dude, it's so bad.
Like, dude, it's terrible. So I mean, you gotta cut some slack to Boyle and Wilson if you want. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, you could chalk it up to them being rushed. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, it's over. I'm not expecting nothing from this team. I'd be surprised if they win another game. They might, on the off chance they catch somebody on a bad day and they get a couple pick sixes, but that's about it. But you can't bank on that every Sunday.
If I'm that defense, I'm absolutely livid. Because this is the problem, right? When you got a defense that's ready to go, they just pay Quinn Williams this offseason. But other than that, pretty much our whole defense, young, locked in, all that. You are wasting the prime because eventually all these guys are gonna want to get paid and all that. And you're wasting their prime of their careers by doing what they're doing. We obviously seen Zach Wilson is not the choice, right? He's not the guy. He cannot play. He cannot do any of these things. But what we have seen in the past is we have seen Carson Wentz be efficient. Why didn't they go get Carson Wentz? We've seen a Cam Newton be efficient. Why is Cam Newton just doing podcasts? We
Joe
even seen
Flacco
we seen Joe Flacco. We even
Last
seen
year.
yes.
last year, Joe Flacco was putting up 300 yards a game. They were still losing, but still.
We even seen an RG3 be efficient one year. All of these guys are better than a Zach Wilson.
But
And
also, Carr, you got guys like Lyle Collins that are still out there. You got Jason Peters, a serviceable offensive tackle who just got picked up this Sunday. So they've had options to improve this line, improve their quarterback situation, and they are dead fast on just riding it out. I think maybe what they want to do is be competitive and lose enough to get another high draft pick. But like you said, bro, dude, you got Quincy Williams on a rookie deal, Sauce Gardner, the guy across from him is PFF's #1 rated corner, rookie deal. Whitehead up at safety, rookie deal. Jermaine Johnson, all these guys that they drafted and they hit on every last fucking one. And this is 2 years now running. You field an elite defense on a cheap ass deal. The only guys on that defense getting paid is Quincy Williams now, or Quinnen Williams now, and CJ Mosley. And CJ Mosley might be gone next year because they're seeing they don't really need him with Quincy there. You could replace him and not have to pay him all that money. And then on offense, you're not paying anyone on offense either. Brees, Garrett Wilson, they're all cheapies. You know what I'm saying? Lazard and Cobb, all of them, they don't make that kind of money like that.
facts,
So it's like,
absolutely. And with that, like, why aren't y'all doing what y'all can to go out and try to win? Like, yo, I understand. I understand. This is the only thought process I could see, right? Okay, you go get a Cam Newton or Carson Wentz. Let's say they come out, they ball, whatever. Then Aaron Rodgers, the way he rushed himself back, okay, they will understand.
no, it doesn't even matter because what happened in Philly when Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, right? That next year he was back to being the backup.
No, so
If
so
you
what I'm
have,
saying,
yeah,
no,
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying.
is like Aaron Rodgers, the way he's saying he was rushing his way to get back this year. Maybe that could be a
Yeah,
problem.
but I
Let's
think,
say who cares? That's Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, yeah, who cares, bro? You have to when you bring in somebody like Cam Newton or you bring in a Carson Wentz or a Joe Flacco, you got to explain to them like, look, buddy, this is your job for the next 2 months. On the off chance Aaron can come back, or at that, he's the guy. We're paying this guy $48 million a year. He's playing,
And you
and
know
they've
what they
got
would
to.
say?
And
Listen,
I
okay,
think they'd be cool, cool.
cool. Let's go
Where
get
do I
these
sign?
wins. Let me get my Super Bowl ring because Aaron come back. We got a
Exactly.
chance to win a Super Bowl. And hey, I contributed to the team.
But that's the thing though. Even if you do get a good quarterback, you need a guy who can move, a mobile quarterback. Because with that kind of offensive line, you got to move the pocket. You got to make the pocket your own. You can't be a pocket passer for the Jets right now. It's just not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Aaron Rodgers would get fucked up. Excuse my language, mama. But Aaron Rodgers would get messed up if he came back, especially with a Achilles injury that he already had. It don't
Facts.
take much to tear it again.
Fact.
Yeah,
It just has been a waste of a season for no reason. You know what I mean? You had opportunities to get better,
Dude, they
but
had opportunities since week one. Week one,
facts,
when you saw that
facts.
after week, what was it? What was it? Week four. After week four, you could have been like, all right, even if we do roll with Zach, we need to get somebody else in here. Because say what you want, Boyle is not the guy. Simeon, they have not been the guy. You bring in a Carson Wentz, let him learn the offense right there. And you got guys who've been Pro Bowlers before. Jason Peters, a 9-time Pro Bowler. He can be a rotational lineman. He could probably teach your lineman something. Lyle Collins has been a star lineman in this league. He ain't what he used to be, but you can get him for cheap right now. You know,
Yeah.
there's pieces that are out there. DeJuan Brown, I think, was out there, or I think he's
Taylor
currently
Lewin.
on the Jets, but he's hurt. But I'm just saying, like, they
At
had
a certain
opportunities to
point, it was
fix
like
the season.
at a certain point, it was like a 20 something like drive streak without a touchdown. 20 something drives without a touchdown. And yet y'all saying, okay, we're gonna keep fielding this quarterback as I
Yeah.
got.
But dude, look at like the last game over right that they had all the momentum when they picked six Tua and then picked them up before the half. They had all the momentum going into halftime, and then they call a Hail Mary that, of course, gets brung back for a pick six. You know what I'm saying? Like this defense is giving them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, good field position after good field position, and they just keep squandering it. If I'm playing for the Jets, you know what I'm saying? Like I would be pissed too. Yeah, I'm trying to get mine, but dude, like I could be playing meaningful football in a couple months in a playoff somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Mhm.
sitting here killing myself every Sunday because y'all refuse for whatever reason to improve the offense. You don't want to sign nobody. You don't want to bring anyone in to compete or like that. You're just content on dying away. So why should I? But then if I don't do that, then I don't get my incentives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. Tom Brady said he was retired, but you showed Tom Brady that team right there. Tom Brady can get the ball off quick
but
and all that.
he wouldn't come there. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
he
coming
already
there.
said no. He already said
No,
no.
he was not coming there. If they had it, like, say if it was just quarterback play, like in Cleveland, right? When it was just the quarterback, it was Baker, right?
Yeah.
Line was good, defense was good, you had receivers. It's just the quarterback. Yeah, that's a lot more attractive option. You'd have dudes out the woodwork trying to go there. If they had a great line and Zach Wilson was just buns, which I'm think he really is, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, maybe you could entice a guy like Tom Brady to come in there. But then you run into the problem like you just said, right? You're gonna bench Tom for like
Yeah.
that's
Now,
that's
now that
that's gonna
one
be
would have
such a
been.
it'd be more a distraction than it would help. You know what I'm saying?
It just, and then the thing is, before the deadline, they got Vikings got dollars for a bag of marshmallows. Freaking, you probably could have got Tannehill for, you know, some gum, some bubble gum. You know, you probably could have went and got
You could have
Sam.
got Teddy Bridgewater. You could have got Jacoby Brissett. All these mobile quarterbacks sitting as backups. You could have bring them in. Washington's not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm pretty sure they would have gave you Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? Teddy's not seeing the field anytime soon. Yeah, with the guy in front of him, I'm pretty sure you could have got him maybe for a fifth pick that you got 6 years ago that doesn't activate for another 6 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like there was moves possibly to be made, but who knows? The only person who knows is the that front office and the coaching staff. But I'm telling you, they're playing. If I was the owner, everybody, I'm this close to cleaning house on everyone except for anyone that's on the defensive side of the ball, coaching wise and special teams.
So real quick, right? I heard earlier in the week there was like a subject on one of them shows where they were talking about if Zach Wilson could be efficient somewhere else. Do you think his career is over, or do y'all think maybe a new start somewhere could?
Yes. Okay, because from what I've seen, when they have given him time and he's in that 2 minute mode, it's like I don't know, it's like a mental block. If he would just play the way he does in the 2 minute mode, dude actually has a nice arm. You know what I'm saying? He's got a slick mechanic, when he throws, and he's pretty elusive. I think they're keeping him in a box. I don't think he's able to hit his stride yet, but where would he get that opportunity? You know what I'm saying? How
Let,
many
let's
from
say
what he's
let's say let's say Pittsburgh. Let's
let's see,
say
Kenny Pickett takes care of the ball. You know what I'm saying?
can he pick it? Can he pick it on his way on
We don't
out
know
here?
what Kenny Pickett can do. We'll see this week without Canada in
Yeah.
there. We'll see what he can do without him. Then we can make a verdict. But right now, you can't say nothing
Um,
about Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett take care of the ball, and they
or
they're winning too. Maybe Atlanta. Maybe you see him in Atlanta.
yeah, I'm just like trying to say places where maybe he could go get a quarterback competition, maybe win out. Let's say
Tennessee. You got Tennessee, Atlanta,
Tampa Bay.
uh, Tampa.
So do you think maybe somewhere else he could become efficient, or do
It
y'all think
depends,
his
dude.
career is
It
over?
depends on how much leash that he has, because he don't have a leash on the
Yeah.
Jets. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how much you let him like show what he can do. And I feel like him getting cut from the Jets would be like a reality check to him.
What
And then
about
he
the
go work.
what about the Rams? What if he went and backed up
Now
Stafford
that's
last
interesting.
year?
That's interesting. And you know, McVay would jump on that if he could. You get him with McVay. You necessarily don't bring him in as a starter. You don't
Yeah,
tell him
yeah.
that he's
Nah, he
coming as
goes
a
sit
starter.
behind Matt because Matt probably got one, maybe two more years left.
You let him sit behind Matt. You let him learn from Matt, that quick throwing thing, getting rid of the ball instead of taking sacks and stuff like that. Hey, you never know, bro. If anyone would unlock him, it'd be McVay. And then you just got a number 2 overall talent for free.
What do you think, Howard? You think his career over? Or?
It's gonna be it's uphill battle. Personally, if I were to bet on this, it's over. That's it. He said how many? This is his what third different time being
Like,
the
are you
starting
saying his
quarterback.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Howard. Are you saying like his career as a starter or is his career in the NFL over?
Yeah, no. I mean, like,
Like a starter. Like a
Starter.
starter,
yeah.
backup, same difference. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I got
But
there's gonna be a team that picks him up, but all those teams, like, do I think he beats out Baker? And no, I think Baker could beat him in a quarterback battle. Do it like obviously if he is able to. The only situation you guys talked about that is enticing to me, but I still, if I'm McVay, I don't know if I'm doing that because we've already seen what this guy is. I don't know if the Rams even have that type of offensive line to protect him, to give him enough time to make those throws.
Vegas,
Oh hell no!
Ooh.
Hell no.
Ooh.
I
I
mean,
forgot about
nah,
Vegas. Nah, you'd have to tear.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. That is pretty
bro.
interesting. But
Devonta
he don't
Adams
have
would
the
have a fit if
yeah,
they bring
he don't
him
have
in.
the
Yeah,
I don't think Zach has the for what they're trying to build there. I don't think he got the swag. I don't know Zach Wilson personally. But I was gonna say, you gotta. I don't know, dude. How many teams need a quarterback that have good protection? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it's like
It's
just
hard.
draft Lyman and let this guy go. I mean, he's had his shot.
You don't owe him
I think
anything anymore. I mean,
I,
you
I
obviously are
think
not going to sign him after his 5th year thing. I think their plan was he sit behind Rodgers for the next 2 years, and then that last year before they have to like tag him or let him go, they give him the job if Rodgers retires. But that clearly,
I'm not
I
gonna
feel
lie.
like this season has done more. I think he's shown a little bit more this season than last season. But I don't know.
If I'm the Raiders, I would consider it on the real because after this year, they're probably going to trade Devontae. I heard Devontae trying to get to the Jets, whatever, but yeah, they say Devontae trying to get to the Jets with Rodgers,
That's crazy.
but
And
if
Wilson
I
as the number two. Oh my
yeah,
god.
if I'm the Raiders, I mean I'll take a shot on him because y'all not gonna be good enough in order to go get a quarterback. Y'all not gonna be bad enough in order to get one of them top
You think
quarterbacks.
Pierce? You think Pierce would bring the dog out of him?
Yo, it's about if what you're saying is correct about taking him off the leash, and you think he could be, you know,
Because you
maybe,
got to get him in. You got to get him in front of another pair of eyes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because what they see in New York might not be what someone else sees. Someone else might see like, oh wait, this is what they got you doing wrong up here. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're not seeing when you're here, and this is what you're not seeing from there. And different coaches see different things, and maybe Pierce does unlock them. And that I think that's what the Jets are afraid of is let him go. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes somewhere and he just flourishes
The
because
thing
you
I like
wasted the
about
number 2 overall pick
the
where you
thing I
could have
like about
traded
him,
back and got even
it,
more talent.
the thing I like about Zach Wilson is like he kind of got that Eli effect, right? Where it's like I'm not saying he's dumb, but like he's like too stupid to like realize what's
Clueless.
going on. Kind of like even when he get hit, it's like whatever. I just got hit, and he don't necessarily lose confidence. Unlike how like Sam Darnold, we saw Sam Darnold, he was seeing ghosts. I don't feel like Zach Wilson at that place where he's seeing ghosts yet, so he's not like completely
Yeah,
broken.
but that's
You
what I'm
know?
saying. Like when they give him that when he's in that 2 minute offense, you got to watch him if he ever gets on the field again this year and they go on a 2 minute drive, they take the leash completely off and dude is like he's doing his thing
Yeah.
and then he makes one mistake and then that's the only thing that you remember from that drive is that he threw a pick. You know what I'm saying? Not
All
him
right.
making 47-yard dots. Like
Facts. All right, moving on. So this year, we have seen a lot of good quarterbacks. We've seen CJ look like he's becoming an elite guy. We got the obvious, guys, the Josh Allen's, the Pats, all that. But then on the other spectrum, we got quarterbacks that have been pretty disappointing. And there's certain quarterbacks that we expect to be disappointing, like a Mac Jones or whatever. But so I want to ask y'all, who has been the most disappointing quarterback this year?
I'm gonna go with Derek Carr for a couple of reasons, right? So when you look at Derek Carr's numbers on paper, he's having a good season. He's decent, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing in Las Vegas. He puts up good numbers, but it doesn't equate to any wins. You know what I'm saying? And also, I think tell me if I'm wrong or right, bro. I think he has a curse on him with his receivers because as soon as he showed up to New Orleans, bro,
Hey
everyone's
boy.
getting arrested, everyone's getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing in Vegas, right? Ruggs, God bless the woman's soul, but he took somebody's life in a car, all this kind of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not associating it with his play, but what he does is he doesn't do anything that equates to them winning. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a guy so passionate and so fired up to be so mid. You know what I'm saying? If you watch him play, dude, if you had never seen Derek Carr play and you watch him like with the passion, it's like, oh, dude, he's probably the best quarterback in the league. You know what I'm saying? Little do you know, bro, he's fucking mid. Like another guy who's great in the 2 minute. You give him the 2 minute, Derek Carr, top 5 2 minute quarterbacks right now. Great. Everything else, the other 55 minutes, 58 minutes of the game or whatever like that, dude is 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And I don't think this is what they were expecting when they bring him over from Las Vegas. I mean, I was excited. I was like, oh shit, Olave, Mike Thomas, all of them are gonna have a great season. Kamara, and the thing is, he's so predictable. It's just checkdowns. That's how they move the chains now. There's nothing over 15 yards, and it's just check down, check down, check down, check down. And now you got Taysom Hill running QB half the game, running the ball. It's like a college offense. You know what I'm saying? Another team that fields a good defense, but the offense is sus. So Yeah, I think he's one. I think he would be the most disappointing QB to date right now of guys who had expectations of being good coming into this year.
Or
Oh man, there's actually quite a few that I actually give it a thought, but I'm not trying to kick a team while it's down, but I'm gonna take a couple jabs at the Bears, man, especially Justin Fields, dude. Hey, this team went out and they got you what you asked for. They went and got a dog. They went and got you some picks. They put together a decent offense around him. I mean, they at one point they had DJ Moore, they had Chase Claypool, they had Mooney, they had Herbert. I mean, this is a
Cole Kmet
decent
too.
Cole Komet. I mean, this
Yeah.
is better than a lot of what a lot of quarterbacks have. And you have a quarterback that, they said all he needs is weapons. They give him
And
weapons,
some money too.
and it looks like he's the disappointment. Because I mean, DJ Moore had that one game where we know he's still good. We've seen it. Like he can catch the ball still. He can still get open. He can still do all this. Cole Komet, he's still good. Tyler Badgett is out here winning games, but Justin Fields, like to me, everybody says injuries. The dude's been injured. There's a bunch of quarterbacks who've been injured, but from the start of the season, what we expected, what we got now is, to me, that's got to be one of the biggest disappointments. Because now they're going into this year thinking, all right, we got all these draft capital. Now we got to draft another quarterback.
Facts. Dude, I have to say something real quick. And I didn't think of it till just now when Howard was talking. All right, I know I went Derek Carr. I mistook a Derek Carr, but I should have went with Jimmy G. I totally forgot he was even on the Raiders. I forgot about that, bro. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry. I just had to put that out there for y'all listening. Jimmy G probably is hands down the biggest disappointment, but I'm going to roll with my first pick, Carr.
And both of them are very good picks. Because Derek Carr, we've expected a lot. We expected this team because, especially in the division that they're in, we expected, with Derek Carr coming in, they were supposed to take over the
it's
South
a wide open
handily.
division. Now that Brady was gone, it was wide open. We thought they was gonna be a 8, 9, 10 win team or like that. And they're still in the thick of it of winning the division, but I don't know one expected them to be 500
I was just
right now.
looking at this, right? The Saints are the number 4 team in the NFC, even though they got a less record than Dallas and all of them, but it's just because of they're the leading division winner right now, which means they would get a home playoff game if the playoffs started today. And then with Howard pick of Justin Fields, you got one there because we just saw them blow that big lead to Detroit. Yep. And a lot of that wasn't Justin Fields' fault, but at the same time, we expected a lot at the end of the year. Last year, Justin Fields seemed like he was taking over. He was becoming the guy. If you play fantasy, he had a lot of fantasy value. Everything. But for me, my guy that I'm going with is Geno Smith. Geno Smith,
very good pick.
He, after last year, I thought that he turned it around. We probably all thought that he turned it around. But Cinderella. And he turned it back into a pumpkin.
Things get sticky when you start paying for folks, bro. I'm telling you.
This man got the contract. This man, I don't understand. Last year, he could stand in the pocket. He could hit Lockett. He could hit DK. He could do all that. This year, he gives up. As soon as the pocket closed, he does this weird thing where he think he can push these 300, 320-pound men. He can just push them out and all that. I don't get Geno Smith at all. This guy, we were expecting him to be like, all right, cool. At least middle of the pack. In that I was expecting him to be somewhere within quarterback ranges of 11 to 19, somewhere in there, you know what I mean? Probably 11 to 15. But this man, he's in the 20s. I do not see him. I don't know, man. Yeah, and then what the Seahawks just did, they just paid him, so they stuck with him for the next 3 years.
Yeah, you see what Locke looked like that one time when he came in for him.
Yeah,
so you gotta roll.
And you want to talk about weapons?
Yeah, that's true.
You want to talk about weapons? Yo, Tyler Lockett is still a good wide receiver, almost elite level. You got DK, who should be taking that step. When we look at DK, we should look at him a lot like we look at AJ Brown, but for some reason we don't, and I don't get it. JSN
He can't throw himself the ball.
Facts. JSN, Yo,
Yeah, nice
that,
ass
that
catch.
that's a legit rookie. That Ohio
Yeah,
State
he had
boy.
a nice ass
That
catch.
that guy is nice. Yeah, even the Jake Bobo kid.
No, I thought I was a kid done for themselves.
Even that Jake Bobo kid. I like him. He looking
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
he looking decent. And then
you got one of the most
you got
bruising running backs too.
that's what I'm about to say. You got top running backs.
Defense is loaded, bro. They bring in Leonard Williams, Jamal Adams healthy now.
Facts.
But I
I
think of
forgot
all the
about
guys we
that.
named, Gino would be the least disappointing because he's actually had his moments or whatever like that. But Carr and the Justin Fields one was great too. That is a great
Yeah.
point. I feel like he's played himself out of being that guy because I feel like if he would have showed them something a little bit more this year, they'd been like, okay, well, he's our guy. We're gonna use this number one pick to trade back, get a war chest of picks, and then
Yeah,
go from
They
there.
could have added another wide receiver. They could have swum somebody else like us. They
yeah,
could have got
no.
them.
Dude,
Yo,
you could swap a pick and bring in a Devontae Smith and draft the Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh my god, that
Let
was
Mooney,
fucking.
you can
facts.
saying there's a lot you could do when you have that number one overall pick. You'd be
Okay.
surprised. You'd be surprised who's loyal and who's not. When that one wrong pick is on line, you
Yeah,
start looking at your guys a little bit differently. Like,
yeah.
you really need this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
He got
Facts.
that no trade clause.
I thought DJ Moore we was rocking with him. That number one pick came around. We said, hey, let's get you out of town real quick. All right. So
you said y'all want DJ? That's it? Shit.
all
But he's
right.
our
So
guy.
I mean, there's still some games in the season. I'm pretty sure like by the end of the year, we might keep some of these guys. Some of these guys might be moved on from. But all right, moving on. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick been the coach for New England Patriots for what, like 20 years now, 20 some
I
years.
feel like since the day I was born, bro, he's
Yeah,
been the coach.
like
Yeah, you know what I'm
like
saying?
majority
Too
of my
fucking
lifetime,
long.
we know is Bill Belichick as the coach of the New England Patriots. But at this point, it seemed like it's coming to an end. Right now, he's did this as a quarterback battle, I guess, with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. And his team just not performing. With Bill Belichick teams, even in the past, when they weren't always moving on offense, that defense was always elite. But when Brady go, you kind of lose everything. So Bill Belichick looking like he could get fired soon. And with that being said, if Bill Belichick is let go, where would we like to see him go?
So there's a lot of sexiness to the Chargers pick, and I understand why people want to go there, but I'm gonna head somewhere else because I thought about Bill, and I think Bill's kind of in more of a relaxing mood. He kind of wants a little easier way to the playoffs, and we kind of hinted at this early in the show. But Atlanta, go and get that dusty motherfucker out of there. Bring in, you got the defense built.
Careful, bro. His daddy owned FedEx.
I don't care.
Careful.
Yeah, I don't care. He's got the defense. He's got defense.
Never get a package on time ever again.
He's got the starting corner. He's got the number one corner lock. He's got the defensive line lock. He has everything he needs on a defense to have a Bill Belichick Patriot defense where he's gonna grind you to the ground. On offense, what does he have? He has a bell chorus of backs. He has Robinson and even what's Aguilar? He's not even that Algier. He's not bad either. He's got two stud running backs. I'll say one stud, usable one.
Algier's 1,000-yard rusher, bro. It depends on who you ask, but I think he got two stud running backs.
Yeah, two stud. And then look at the tight end room. Tight end room look a little nice with Jonnu and Kyle Pitts. And then he has one good receiver. We won't talk about the other ones, but he has Drake London, and I'll say he's a good receiver. So he has enough pieces on the offense. All he has to do is get a reasonable quarterback in there. I think, and that division, I know you're a Panthers fan. I'm not trying to say anything, but we know that division is boo-boo bun cheeks for a decent amount of time right now because
this is what I like to say about our division, right? Our division is the weirdest division, right? Because you look at it since when did the Saints win the Super Bowl? 2011?
Yeah.
2011. Yeah. Since that time, everyone in our division had been to a Super Bowl, right? So it's like within any given year, we could just one team, the Falcons, the Panthers went 15, the Falcons went the year after, Tampa Bay went and won. So since that period, everyone in our division has been to a Super Bowl, not won, been to a Super Bowl, and it's just like, we got the weirdest division that like any given year it could just change for us. So I don't know. I get what you're saying though.
Because all he has to do is plug a decent. He doesn't have to get a top one. He doesn't have to draft one in the first round. All he has to do is call someone that can game manage, and he can win that division, and he can make a playoff run. Now, the only problem, the Chargers one is a problem because yes, they have Herbert and all that talent, but hey, me personally, if I'm Bill Belichick, I ain't trying to go to a division with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I'm really not trying to get that headache twice a year, every year.
And he
And
can't.
then,
I don't like him coaching the Herbert either. He can't
yeah,
coach him hard like he coached Brady.
yeah, and then you got Russell Wilson and fucking what's his face in Denver? Who's a coach for Denver? I
Sean
can't think.
Payton.
Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. They're looking half decent now. So it's like, do you want to go there with, arguably two Hall of Fame coaches already, or are you going to go to a division where it's? I mean, Carolina's coach probably going to get fired. Saints coach probably going to get fired. Atlanta. I mean, I
Yeah.
would hope they would fire Arthur Smith at this point. So it's like, I swear I like him.
Sorry, I was doing some research.
Okay, well, who you got? Watch you take what I'm about to say. Who
I'll
you
tell
got?
you, bro. Listen, Atlanta is a very compelling place, right? It's a little too hot for Bill's liking. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a East Coast kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? That's where he's been at. I think he could stay right there in the division and head on downtown to a team that could be looking for a new head coach like this summer. I think Bill would be the perfect smack in the face to the Patriots. Now, mind you, I don't think the Patriots would ever fire him out of respect. Bill would have to step down himself or agree to like a buyout or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be so disrespectful to just fire the guy after everything he's given you. You know what I'm saying? I think if he went to the Jets and filled in for Salah on the Jets, he'd be the perfect head coach that somebody would need. Now he'd have to work with Rodgers, two apex predators, you know what I'm saying, mentally wise. But I think they could feed off each other as two competitive guys who just want to effing win. You know what I'm saying? You got a coach that wouldn't be so biased on the defensive side that he neglects his offensive, play calling and duties. And you got a guy who's not so biased on the offense that he neglects the defense. You keep in place what you have on the coaching side for the defense. You put a guy like Bill, a respectable person in that organization that people will take his word, you know what I'm saying, and carry someone who carries some weight around the league. You know what I'm saying? He speaks, you listen, and you understand. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at this point, Salah speaks, and people are like, yeah, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you do have to run the risk of Bill bringing the Brady bunch down from New England and all those clowns. You know what I'm saying? But I think Bill would be the perfect piece for a team like this that's ready to win, on the cusp of winning. The same thing he did when he showed up to New England all them years back with Drew Bledsoe, and he inherited a guy like Tom Brady. You just got to leave him out of the draft room on the drafts. He can't be anywhere near the facility when they're drafting, because you got to give them that. They've been hitting on the draft picks. That they don't need help with that. But definitely just tell them the location and show up somewhere else when you guys do the draft.
Okay, and I like them pick. Wait, who did you say again, Howard?
I said the Falcons.
The Falcons and the Jets. Two solid picks. But you know what? Bill Belichick is a guy that like to pick the groceries. And there's one team out there, they constantly at the bottom of their division. Bill can go in there and spice it up. He ain't got the star he ain't got the star quarterback, but this is a serviceable quarterback that I feel like he will love to coach, because he like them underdog stories. So Bill Belichick would be the perfect coach of the Washington Commanders.
Oh, okay.
That is where Bill Belichick should go. They just brought in new ownership, which they wanna hit the lottery. They want to spruce it up a little bit. I like Ron Rivera, but it's just something ain't clicking there. And I feel like with Sam Howell, Bill will look at Sam Howell and be like, I once had a guy like you. I once had a guy just like you. And you know what me and him did? We went on to win 6 Super Bowls together. And then Bill Belichick ain't got to worry, because he got talent. He got Logan Thomas, which he like good tight ends, and Logan Thomas is decent. You know, he got a Terry McLaurin. You know, he got a Dodson. You know, he got these boys
Don't
already
forget
ready to
Curtis
go.
Samuel. Don't forget
You
Curtis.
know, and even though they got rid of their outside of their defensive line, they still got them two interior defensive linemen. You know what I mean? Them boys that can go out and play. And that defense,
Secondary is
they,
hot
they give it
ass.
up. But I think Bill could coach that team up. And I feel like that division, obviously Philly is going on their little run right now. Dallas is balling now. But that's how the division always is. It's always two on top, and then the other two are fighting for, that third spot that could possibly make the playoffs. And I could definitely see him taking over the Giants. You know what I mean? So I think the
That
Washington
might be a
Commanders
little bit
be
too
the
much work.
perfect situation for Bill.
The only
I
problem
like
with that one is what is, dude, Eric Bieniemy, he's gonna leave. If they fire Ron Rivera and they don't elevate him to the head coaching spot and they bring in Bill, you
Well,
already
he
know
can't
Eric
be mad.
Bieniemy.
He can't be mad. He was hired as the offensive coordinator. That was what he was hired as, not as the offensive coordinator with a clause that if we fire him, you're automatically elevated.
And
You know what I'm
Andy
saying?
miss him. Andy miss him. Andy will take
Yeah,
Bill. Andy will
The
take him
enemy
back
right
right
now.
now.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if I'm
But you
Bieniemy,
don't
I'm
know. But
walking.
remember, we just talked about this before the show off the rip, right? Not every great coordinator, defensive or offensive, makes great coaches. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
Facts.
It's a skill to be a great coach, to be unbiased to both sides, and still formulate a game plan and write up a script that gets you guys a win every Sunday. Because if you're a really offensive minded coach, all you can think about is how you want to run up your offense, and then you're literally leaving all the duties to your defensive coordinator. You don't want to leave everything to your coordinators. You want to have a say in something. And I feel like Bieniemy is good where he's at. It's like same thing with Kellen Moore. They're both good where they're at. The second they get elevated like that, I'm not praying on their downfall, but I just don't know if they'd be just as great at it as they are because they're both offensive minded coordinators. It
Hey
takes a
man.
special person to get up there and do it the right way, like Bill did.
Hey
And I think
man.
that I like the Washington one. The Washington one
He
because they
he
do
he
have
gonna go
pieces.
into Washington. He gonna call up his man Patricia. He gonna call up McDaniels.
Oh,
No, no,
Jesus.
no. See. That's what you don't need to do. That's
Jesus.
what you don't
Yeah,
need to do.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
first thing you don't need to do. No, you need to keep it like it is. Show up with Bill. Keep Bieniemy. All right, that you want to go get yourself a defensive coordinator. You could bring your boys in, but have them be position coaches.
Hey
You
man.
can't have too many. You can't have too many Chiefs and not enough Indians in your organization
If
because then it's
Solid
just
if
going to
Solid
be
get
haywire.
fired, bring him in at that defensive coordinator.
Facts. I
Jesus.
mean, yeah, he's definitely going to bring his son with him. I think his son's like the linebackers coach or tight end coach or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
The special teams
Some,
coach.
yeah, something like that. But I like the Washington fit because it's not too tough of not even the division. They're not going to win the division, but it's not too tough of a chance to make the playoffs. And it's not so much work yet to do because the offense is low key kind of loaded. They got like two of everything on offense. You know what I'm saying? The line needs some help. His line is atrocious. Their line is worse than the Jets line by like a mile, which is crazy. But like you said on defense, they got pieces. They got guys that just ain't performing right now. In the secondary, you could bring some of you guys over from New England to the secondary. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And
But it's like this though. This is another question, right? I have a question for y'all, like a little sidebar question. Who do you think would replace Bill in New England?
Josh McDaniels. um, I
You
think I
think they
think
do it in house, or do you think they go out and get somebody?
nah. I think they gotta go out and get somebody. I can see it. I can see it. The enemy going up to New England. I could see that happening.
But do you think they spend that money to buy him out and all that stuff, and then sign him to a new contract to come
And
up there?
they normally let them guys go if they're off or like OCs or whatever. I could see the enemy going there, or whoever go to the Super Bowl, they're gonna probably take somebody from the staff.
The problem is, if Bieniemy goes there, the problem is their identity for the last 20 years has been, defensive football,
I thought you were
play.
gonna say something else. I'm sorry.
No, Jesus Christ, play the field position. Just win game. I mean, win by being better and smarter than everyone. They haven't been this offensive juggernaut, so it's like I don't even know if Bieniemy will want that because like he's got to go in there and rip all the posters off the wall. And he's like, "Hey, we are running gun team now." Like, you know what I mean? Like
At,
that.
at a certain point, you can't just be greedy. And New England fan base got to understand. At a certain point, y'all got y'all 6 championships out of this. At a certain point, everybody got to rebuild. You can't escape the rebuild. You was able to have a dynasty. Not too many teams get dynasties. You think down in San Antonio with the Spurs, like their fans are out here like whatever, they were able to have a dynasty. And at a certain point, everybody got to rebuild. So you might as well get ready to move forward with something.
Hey man, I get you. It's just that'd be crazy. Because I don't think I've ever seen a New England team that's just gonna drop back and pass the ball 40 times. I've never seen that. Like,
I mean, all right, so let's move on. So right now, there's a couple of teams, our honorable mention team, which is Miami, but we're going to talk about the other one, who, they're really, really good against bad teams. And they seem like, they could go to the Super Bowl. They could be Super Bowl contenders. It just, when they get against some good teams, they seem like complete frauds. And the team I'm talking about is the Dallas Cowboys. So I need to know, are the Dallas Cowboys real Super Bowl contenders? Or what we saw against San Francisco is the true Dallas Cowboys? Are they frauds?
This is a double-edged sword because, like you said, yeah, against regulars, average ass squads right there, these dudes look like world beaters. You know what I'm saying? Best team in the league. When they take that step up in competition over right there, they do look a little fraudulent. But there's a lot of teams that when they play teams on the same level, someone's gonna come out with an L. You know what I'm saying? It's just when the Cowboys do it, when they take their L, it's like glaring issues like, damn, Dak looked terrible. Damn, this dude ain't got hands. Damn, the defense is actually kind of leaky. You know what I'm saying? Like when two juggernauts play each other and somebody loses, it's like, yo, that was a hard fought battle. You know what I'm saying? They're a tough team type stuff. But Dallas just looks so terrible when they lose. Then on the other hand, like, I don't know. I constantly plan this team's downfall, and I have no reason to do it anyway. I think it's just like I've just always been raised in hate for for teams like the Cowboys like that. But I think I'm gonna take a hot take this year. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably make a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans happy. I think they're for real this year. I think they are. I think they got the right group of guys at receiver that aren't stepping on each other's toes. You know what I'm saying? You got your number one with CD, and then you got two supplementary receivers in Cooks, who looks decent, and Gallup, who looks good too. The Tony Pollard thing is not clicking like they thought it was, but hey, you don't. Once the playoffs hit, it's a clean slate. It's a new season. You know what I'm saying? He'll get them there. The line is always going to be good. The defense, you already know the defense is stout, even without a Trayvon Diggs out there. You got one guy who's got more pick six returns for touchdowns than Kenny Pickett and Zach Wilson have combined for passing touchdowns. You know, I think it just all comes down to like it does every year. Dak. What version of Dak are you going to get? And I think this year he steps up to the challenge. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I think they get to the NFC Championship against us. If they don't have to see San Francisco or Philly, I think they can get to an NFC
No, they're going to
Championship.
see one of them. So
yeah,
they're going to see one of them. So let me ask you. I got to ask you this. Detroit.
Do I think they beat Detroit in Detroit? Detroit's defense has been kind of suspect these past couple of weeks. I don't know. They're kind of reeling on defense, and Goff is regressing a lot. You can't say and tell me he's not. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a defense you have a lot of time to make decisions. You know what I'm saying?
And which one do you think they got the better chance against, Philly or San Francisco?
Neither.
That's a fit, dude. That's a coin flip. You know what I'm saying? But because I know what Philly's capable of when they're clicking all cylinders, I'm gonna go San Francisco only because their secondary has not been addressed still. And they have the line, not to stop Bosa and Young and Hargrave and all them guys, but they have a line that can give them just enough time to make their throws. That game, you're gonna have to go in there with the mentality that we're gonna just have to outscore them. You know?
All right. So Howard, what you think?
Well, I have been a huge Cowboys hater since I don't know the day I can remember, and a lot of it has to do with their fans because I just can't stand them. They're annoying ass people. I'll be honest with you. But it's unfortunate because if you look at their schedule, like I was just doing, they've only played two good teams. And one of them smacked the fuck out of them, 42-10. Just embarrassed the hell out of them. And the other one was Philly, and it was a better game. It was a better game. But man, it's tough. It's hard to say they're fraudulent because I do believe they're probably the third best team in the NFC, but I'm gonna say they're fraudulent in the fact that the NFC is weak as hell. It's not hard to get to that third spot. I mean, we just watched the Lions get smacked by the Packers, who we thought for sure was packing it in and waiting for a draft pick, and they came into Detroit and gave that work. Like they gave that offensive line the work, the business. So
The business.
yeah, so I'm gonna say they're fraudulent because they still haven't taken. They're still gonna get knocked out in the divisional round. I don't see them beating Philly or San Francisco, especially if they have to go to either of those places in the playoffs. They're not doing it. I'm sorry, they're not.
That's
They're
fair.
not. Yeah, Dak, I have zero confidence in Dak winning any game that's not in the regular season. And I'm looking at their schedule now. They don't play another good team. That's, I guess, Seattle. But then I circle that damn because they got the Cowboys, they got Seattle, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, and then Dolphins. So they have a stretch here. They have a 4-game stretch here. If they don't go 2-2, if they go 1-3 in this stretch, they're fraud. They're absolute frauds.
Yeah.
Absolute. Because you can catch Dolphins. With us, it's in Buffalo.
They're both those teams have the same disability that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Contenders, against real competition or not. So
you really should be able to beat at least Seattle.
And the Bills one is the Bills one at home or is that away?
It's in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a tough place to play too, regardless of what squad is coming out there. That's a tough place to play.
So
that weather.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna play it like this. There's only one team standing in Dallas's way, and that's Philly. That is Philly. San Francisco, I'm not. I feel like Dallas is better than San Francisco. I feel like Dallas can beat San Francisco. So, are they fraudulent? Hell no, they're not.
I'm not gonna lie. I second that. I think personnel-wise, both sides of the ball, I think they are more equipped to go to a war with a team like a Philly because Philly's like the epitome of it. Philly has zero holes on anywhere. I think Dallas's offensive line is better. Obviously, San Francisco has the better offensive players. But I think if CMC goes down, cross your heart, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he does. If he goes down in the playoffs, you saw what they look like without him. You can't just spam checks downs and runs at him all game long.
You can get Brock Purdy flustered.
And like I said, Brock Purdy leads the league in expected turnover rate. And Dallas is the type of team that will punish him for that.
Facts. You can get him flustered. Brock Purdy, you can put the pressure on Brock Purdy. Yes, their defensive line is elite. But Dallas got the offensive line that can not necessarily stop them, but they can mitigate Dak to 2 sacks maybe.
But Washington had Commanders had an elite defensive line that got them nowhere with no secondary.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with the Niners. They have no second. It's that defensive line, Warner, and then the rest of them guys can get beat on any given round.
And we're finally starting to see CD being used the right way, the correct way. CD, he's a slot guy. You don't need to put him on the outside. Yes, he can play the outside. Yes, he can do everything.
But what's making him really dangerous is he's running. He's starting in the slot, but he's running X receiver routes, which he's getting stuck on slot corners, and he's hitting them with them nasty ass footwork, and he's getting open. Finally, you know what I'm saying?
They're finally using him the right way, and
he's working from the inside out instead of working from the outside, trying to come back in with a safety on top.
They finally got Brandon Cooks cooking. Brandon Cooks is starting to cook, and I like the Tober kid in the red zone situation. I like Turpin because Turpin is
Rico Dotto. I like that dude Dotto, the backup.
That's who I was going to next. Rico Dotto got the juice. I don't know what it is about when backup running backs become starting running backs that they all of a sudden just look mediocre as fuck, and then the backup behind them just become that guy. But Rico Dotto is looking legit. Look. I only see Philly as the team that could stop them. And I feel like that's going to be a good game. So I do feel like Dallas is Super Bowl contenders. And I don't even got no reason to say this. It's not like I'm a Dallas fan, but I see them. Honestly, if they get high at the right time and Dak don't make stupid throws, I see this team going all the way. Well, all the way to the NFC Championship. Then it's gonna be a pick on between them and Philly.
We'll see, because once they go up against a team like Philly, Then the Trayvon Diggs injury, they're gonna miss that. Leighton Vander Esch on the run game, they're gonna miss that.
But the way the
You know what I'm saying?
Bland kid is playing, that Bland kid is playing
No,
nice.
I know,
And then
but
you
I'm
still got
saying
Stephon Gilmore on the other side.
true. But what is Stephon Gilmore gonna do to a guy like AJ Brown? You need an aggressive kind of corner because AJ Brown's gonna run his route.
No.
You
So
need to.
I'm with you. I'm Philly. That's a toss up. But I do see them beating. I do see
I
if
can
they
see
can
them
see
beating San
Philly in a
Francisco.
championship game.
Yeah.
But if they got to see Philly before the championship game,
No.
you know,
I can see Dallas beating San Francisco, Detroit. Who's another top contender out there?
that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. It's just like a 4-man race. I can see them beating those two teams. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them. The Philly one, like you said, is a tall task, but I don't think it's impossible for
Yeah.
them to do. I honestly think if San Francisco played Philly, they could get lapped. They could get 14. They could put 14 on them.
And we're gonna see that next
Just
week.
based on the running game and what they can do in the passing game, because they don't have to hold the ball long where it hurts. You know what I'm saying? You can run screens, all that kind of stuff like that. I think they could whoop on them. And I think
If
they
you
have the
get
personnel definitely up front to make McCaffrey have a bad day.
if you get the Brock early, Brock is liable to throw a few picks. You just
Uh-huh.
gotta get to him early. You cannot let him sit back there and get comfortable. You cannot let
Minnesota made him look mid as fuck. These were
facts.
the guy who picked him off for the game winning. The guy was elevated off the practice squad. He wasn't even playing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But you get him.
you sit back there and let him get comfortable where you got all day to let IU get open, Debo get open, Kittle get open, McCaffrey out the backfield. Yeah, of course, he's gonna slash all up. He just gotta get them the ball and then they can do the rest. But if you get to him early, he's liable to throw a couple of picks. But let's move on. So the final topic of the day. We had a little talk in our group chat today trying to and then a man name come up quite often where it's like, oh, he's normal, he's mid, he's regular, he's nothing special. So I just want to know, is Jalen Hurts an elite quarterback in the NFL?
It's your turn, Howard. It's your guy too.
Yeah, man, this one. How do I put this? I guess because he's already went to a Super Bowl, you have to kind of usher him in. But here's the thing: I will stand on this. You can timestamp this. You can hold the button down. Do I truly believe he is? No. Now, if someone says he's been to a Super Bowl, that last year he was Super Bowl for the NFC, then I have to say, you know what? Yeah, I'll give you that. He's an elite quarterback. But this is the last year he's going to have this team. Now, this team is going to look a whole lot different come next year without Devontae. A couple pieces of Jason Kelsey's not going to be there anymore. So we're going to, next year, to me, next year, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, next year is going to be real telling on how elite he is. Because next year it's going to be a lot more on Hurts and less on, all right, just get the ball to these pieces. We got your time. Just get the ball there. Next year it's gonna be all right, Hurts. You're gonna have to run around. You have to do all this. You're gonna have to make plays. You're going to have to be the reason we win. Not, hey, we just gotta not turn the ball over. Defense isn't gonna lose this game, and the offensive line will get a push. Hell, if you can't throw the ball today, we'll just get the push and we'll Philly push you the whole way down the field. You know what I mean? So, do I believe he's elite? No. If you sit here and argue with me that he is, I feel like I can't really say no, you're wrong. You know what I mean? I think to me, no. But if you were to hear and put this argument together, this huge thing, he went to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, all right, you have it. But be careful because next year, if they don't win this year, I feel like we're going to be looking at that contract and Jalen Hurts a lot differently come this time next year if he doesn't win this year.
Bill?
It's hard to measure, like with quarterbacks, like who's elite and who's not, purely based on the quarterback itself. There's not too many situations you get a guy like CJ Stroud in a situation where he's elevating the entire team, so he's elite because he's a great thrower. You know what I'm saying? Like Josh Allen when he was in Buffalo in the early days, you knew he was elite. He just needed some help. What Jalen Hurts is, and it's not no knock to him. It's not his fault that his GM has surrounded him with an abundance of talent. It's hard to really judge the guy on how good of a quarterback he is. as far as like if we're talking about like passing, you know what I'm saying? Like how great of a quarterback he is being elite with the other throwers. When you have a guy like AJ Brown, you have a Pro Bowl and Devontae Smith, you got a top 10 tight end, you have an amazing line, great running backs behind you, a defense that keeps you in every game. It's hard to tell, like, because I've never seen him in a situation where he's got to carry the squad. You know what I'm saying? He's got all the help in the world. So if you do ask me if he's elite, all right, that because you can make an argument that Brock Purdy is one of the better quarterbacks in the league just based on what he's got around him. If you look at his numbers, him and Jalen Hurts numbers are kind of lockstep. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna say Hurts is elite, for what reason is you're not gonna say Brock Purdy isn't on the better half of QBs in the league? You know what I'm saying? But they're products of the team that they were inherited with. You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock them for that. I think Jalen Hurts is elite. I think he does possess the ability to be a great passer. I like his wheels. I like his command he has in the pocket, and he's a leader. You know, I think he does what he does best for his team, and it equates to great stats. And it helps that he has A-plus athletes surrounded around him. Now you take Hurts off of there and you put him somewhere destitute on another team, you know, that doesn't have anywhere near that. Then you can gauge like how really good is this guy, because you see Stroud doing it. Stroud's proof in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got much around him in Houston, but they keep winning. So I think
Yep.
he's elite, yes. But you can make an argument for both, and I wouldn't be mad at either.
Jalen Hurts is definitely elite because it's just weird, right? If he got the wheels, like maybe a step down of a Lamar Jackson. It's maybe a step down. You know, nobody can be Lamar Jackson, but he got the wheels a step down on Lamar Jackson. He got the decision making of a Joe Burrow, which are two elite guys in the league, and he finds ways to win. At the end of the day, finding a way to win is an elite trait. You know, when we saw him against Kansas City this past week, when they needed to throw, he made it. He put it on target, he put it on point, and he made it look easy. And that's elite quarterback attributes. I don't see Brock Purdy being able to do much of that. I don't never necessarily see Brock Purdy putting balls into tight pockets. I don't see Brock Purdy doing that. This guy. But so with that being said, I don't see the comparison. Yes, the numbers. Okay, cool. The numbers are similar, but that don't mean that what is going on the field is similar. So we talked about Sam Howell early. Sam Howell was leading the league in passing yards. That don't make him elite, though. You know what I mean? So to me, is Jalen Hurts elite? Yes. Yes. I feel like outside of Herbert, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, maybe Trevor. I don't think nobody else. Every other team other than them guys I named would take a Jalen Hurts over their quarterback right now. And that cannot be denied. And to me, that puts you in that category of eliteness. But maybe
I'll give you that. But like I said earlier, now we have this is Thanksgiving weekend 2023. Now Thanksgiving weekend 2024, we can revisit this topic, because to me, I think it's gonna be interesting, because I'll give the man his props. If Philly is still top of that division and they're still winning games, I'll be like, hey, I was wrong. That man was elite from the get-go. But like I said, I want to see it first. I'm not saying I see it. I think it's possible. I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts. I think he's got enough touch on the ball to make those throws. It's just, I don't know. There's just something that I don't know. I'm holding back.
Like I get you, right? You want to see him without. You want to see him with there nothing there. The cupboard bare. That's what you want to see. You want to see, but at the same time, that happened to a lot of quarterbacks that we don't get to see their true talent, because Matt Stafford, perfect example, right? In Detroit, Matt Stafford, we looked at him as a really good quarterback. He had all the arm talent. He got the numbers, whatever. But we could never put him up there with the upper echelon of quarterbacks because they weren't winning and nothing was, But that don't mean. And then as soon as he get to LA, it's like, oh man, Matt Stafford might have been elite all them years. He was just wasting away in Detroit. And it happens. You know what I mean?
Look at that squad, though.
What do you mean?
You know, that squad in Los Angeles compared to the one he had in Detroit.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Like
That's what
when
I'm saying. Like these guys are just waiting for an opportunity to elevate a squad when you put them on these super teams. I think if you take what's his face? Oh my god, Derek Carr, right? You put him on the Niners, I think he's still gonna be mid, even with all those weapons. I've seen enough of him.
Yeah,
Guys like Matt Stafford, like you're talking about, right? You know they're good. You put him in a situation with the Niners, with the Eagles, or something like that, like we got right now. Then you can say, is this guy really elite or not? Because you still got to throw the ball. It's the NFL. You still got to make them throws.
and
You know what I'm
this is
saying?
the thing, right? Like I'll say that in the case of like because you've seen the improvement in Jalen Hurts if you have followed his career from college all the
Every
way
year
up.
he's gotten better. That's why I think he's elite. I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
needs to get there. I think there's another gear. Like I said with Josh Allen and Burrow, there's another gear they can hit. I think Hurts is on the cusp of hitting that other gear. He just needs to trust himself. But you got to think too for him with the game script. How many times is Jalen Hurts down double touchdowns? And he's got to throw the ball. Not very many times. Not much, bro. And
I
that's
can't
not even
remember.
his fault.
Honestly, I can't remember.
I can't remember the last time they were like, "Oh man, we got to get in a 2-minute drill. We got to score 2 touchdowns here." Like even that game that they lost to the Jets opening week or at that was a tight game the entire way. He didn't have to throw the ball really. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, yeah. I mean,
that's a
we'll wait
nice
till next
problem to
season.
have. That's a great
Yeah, it
problem to
is.
have. You don't
That's
have to
why
throw
I'm
the
not
ball
going to fault him.
because your team's always winning.
Yeah.
We'll definitely wait till next season, and then we could probably revisit this subject. All right, so let's move on to our games of the week, right? All right. So, like I
Yeah.
said, K-Wall 1 game behind. Let's see if you can make it up this week. All right, Carolina versus Tennessee.
Give me Carolina.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm riding with you, P.
Where's that, Kari?
I'm not even sure. I can check.
I got you. I'll pull up the app and I'll just tell you from there.
I was about to say, man, Jesus.
Sorry. My bad.
Pull up the book. We know you got it on the book. Pull up the book.
Hold on. I'm trying to do this.
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, give me the Titans.
Ooh.
They haven't been home in a while, and they are a tough place to play at home. Give me the Titans.
I'm gonna go Carolina. I think maybe Bryce Young gets on his little thing like any quarterback that drafted behind him won't beat him.
That's nice,
So
bro.
I'm
I hope for you.
I'm gonna go Carolina in this game. All right, Pittsburgh versus Cincy.
Give me Cincinnati.
Give me the steel curtain. New offensive coordinator. I just got a feeling they're gonna take the top off this weekend just to show.
I'm going Pittsburgh. I don't know how much I can trust Brown
they've
Wings or whatever.
They've beaten the Browns with less. Pittsburgh has. They've beaten good teams with less.
Jags versus Houston.
Now that's a battle. That's a good one. And this one just
give me Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville.
This one just happens to be in Houston. And what happened that one year with the Colts? They just needed to beat Houston or something like that at home. And this is last year, right? They ruined their playoff chances. Houston needs this game to keep shrinking that lead on the Jacksonville. I'm gonna go with my boy Stroud. He's gonna do what we couldn't do today on Sunday. I'm going Houston.
Trevor looking a lot better, and Trevor gotta stomp his foot and show this is the vision. So I'm gonna go with Jack.
This is mine.
Tampa Bay versus Indy.
Who gives a fuck?
Damn, give me Tampa. Give me Tampa on the road.
Actually, no. I take that back. Someone does give a fuck because the Colts are 5-5. They've been winning. I'm gonna go with the Colts.
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay in that.
It's at home too. It's at home. They need this one.
New Orleans versus Atlanta. the division on the line.
Give me ATL, man. ATL takes care of business at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dirty Birds. I'm gonna go Atlanta too.
Derek Carr playing.
Let's go, Drake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go New Orleans in this one. All right. New England versus Giants.
Oh man, I swear to God,
Jesus
if New England
Christ.
loses this game,
This game's getting worse.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, give me New England.
Yeah, Tyrod's still on IR, I think. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna go New England reluctantly, but the Giants just beat the Commanders. I'm gonna go the Giants.
DeVito just got a win, so
yeah, they just beat the Commanders in Washington. I think I'm gonna go the Giants.
If Mac is going to have a career, he is going to still have.
That's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on he puts too much pressure on himself. and he just literally just signs his work
Coming
release
off a
permit.
bye, I'm gonna go New England. All right, Rams versus Arizona.
I already know who I'm
Gi-
picking. Don't even ask me.
who you picking?
Oh, Rams.
The Rams. What the? I need these L's, boys. I need these
Give me them
losses.
birds. Give me them birds.
See, I don't want to see me
Burnt.
win.
Arizona burnt us last week, Howard.
Yeah, but that was a damn good game, bro. It's not like they're a good team. I'm telling you, with Kyler, they're a good ass team.
Don't
All
worry,
right.
there's a game coming up at 4.
All right, I'm gonna go with the Rams too. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
All right, Cleveland versus Denver.
Yeah, it's Cleveland. Yeah, Denver's a little fucking heroic road ends here.
Yeah, this is the most violent defense they've seen on this little run that they're on. They in for a rude awakening.
Denver.
I knew it.
Damn, boy.
I knew it. Wait, let me. Why? I'm just wondering why. I just want to know.
I think I don't necessarily trust DTR or whatever his name is. I'm gonna just I'm gonna take Russ. I think Russ he's been balling lately. I think because if this game stays somewhere
they
to
did
last
beat
week,
the Chiefs, so I mean, shit.
yeah, where it's short, I could see Russ coming out. All right, KC versus Vegas.
This is the one. This is the one I'm gonna make all my nuggets on. I'm taking the Raiders at home with the new coach. Pierce has got them guys fighting hard. They may not be winning every game, but they are going to the ends of the earth. And Max Crosby, bro, if he had more time in the season, Max Crosby would probably mess around and be like in that conversation for defensive MVP or whatever, defensive player of the year. Because dude is balling. And the guys are buying in on that side of the ball too. And the Chiefs are reeling on offense.
Yeah, give me that Chiefs on the bounce back. Give me the Chiefs.
Yes.
Hey man, I pray for the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't see Vegas losing. I mean, I don't see Kansas City losing 2 in a row.
I know, I know that. So if we all pick Kansas City, it's a wash, right? Yeah. Y'all pick Kansas City, I go the Raiders, and they just catch them on a bad day. That's 2. That's a game. Now I'm up 1. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Buffalo versus Philly.
So now I gotta go a little spew here because you know who I'm taking. Taking the Bills. Hey, Josh needed that week last week against the Jets. A little vindication that he's still him. Hey, we're underdogs going in. Everyone still hates us. They all think we're terrible. We go in there and we exactly no one's thinking about us. We go in there and we surprise everyone and we pull out a dub because this means
I'm gonna tell you this. It's easy to beat a team when they're not punching back. Hence the scoring. It's easy to beat somebody when they're not trying to score points.
Yo, as much as when I want to go,
I'm taking Philly by a touchdown. Oh, wow. I'm gonna put a little spruce on it. So if they don't beat them by a touchdown, the pick is null and void. But I think this ain't what you want. As Lil Durk said.
I want it.
AWOL's touchdown.
I think Hurts shows up. This is a game you get up for, bro. This is I don't know why this is not the primetime one.
I'm going. I want to go Buffalo so bad because they need this.
Hey man, you guys say whatever you want.
They need it, but
leave me on the island.
Philly
leave me on the island.
I'm going Philly.
Yes.
I'm going Philly. All right, Baltimore versus the Chargers.
This is why I think the Chargers fuck around and they win this game. Mark my words, everyone. Give me the Chargers. They fuck around and win this game.
I'd love to think that. You know what I'm saying? Like looking for I'm looking for one of them like games that kind of smell, but this ain't. I don't think the Ravens succumb to this. Don't get me wrong, the Chargers can score and all, but they ain't stopping Lamar and them boys.
I'm been waiting. Like I'm tired of picking Chargers every week and getting fucking stomped on. But I'm picking one more time. Give me the Chargers. All right, Monday Night Football. We got Chicago versus Minnesota.
For all the shit you talked about, my boy, I'm going the Bears.
Yeah, well, thanks for that free game.
This is where you can stop the train on the Dobbs train. The Bears gonna come in here and win this one. Got to at least show them something. At least give the front office something to think about. They may get rid of your ass anyway, but at least give them something to think about. Like y'all just said, he has pieces.
Give me Minnesota.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm going Chicago. I think primetime Justin Fields. I think we got it. All right, and then Thursday Night Football, we got Seattle versus Dallas.
Give me Seattle. The fraudulent team gets exposed.
Carol?
You said Seattle at Dallas.
Uh,
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna take Dallas. It doesn't matter. I'm taking Dallas regardless. I think Gino's arm is really kind of a little bit messed up more than he's leading on. But
Yeah, they put pressure on Geno, and it's pretty much done for. I'm going Dallas. Well, this has been another great episode. We're gonna see how these picks turn out tomorrow, and hopefully, I can get back in this race. All right, well, sign off. This is Corey P. Signing off for Howard and K-Wall. Good night.
See you, boy.